Michelle, wonderful movie, by the way. Congratulations. I would like to know how difficult was it for you to understand this woman, charismatic, emotional, and intense, and cruel sometimes.
Yeah, it was difficult. Usually when you play a part, there's someone in your life along the way that you can draw from, or little bits from different people to, that ultimately end up making up a character. And this one, there was nobody, and so I felt kind of at a loss in the beginning, and reluctant too to kind of go there, because she's so kind of detached and at times, as you said, cruel. And however, I believe that when she is being cruel, it's that she's, in her mind, she's being cruel to be kind, and that better to suffer the sting of the truth now than to pay the consequences of, somewhere down the road making a huge mistake. And I think she's just desperate to sort of keep her daughter on the right track.
For many parents, it's hard to let go, especially when the kids are young. I would like to know that if the fact that you have kids help you understanding that emotional feeling towards Alison's character.
I think that innately, as a mother, I just feel the bond, that bond to your children that you just can't really understand unless you have children. And how that any parent that I know that has to make that separation from their children, it's a painful one, and it doesn't come easily, and I don't think it comes naturally. I mean, it's natural for the child, but it doesn't feel natural for the parent.
Do you think she's a reflection of the mother, Alison's character?
I think she's a reflection of everything. I think certainly her mother, but she's also a reflection of all of these other women in her life, and it's ultimately at the end of the movie what molds her, and yeah.
What makes it important for you to be part of a story that tells something, that has meaning, and gives something to the audience?
Well, I'm happy to do a really stupid comedy, I would love to, but I just don't want it to be offensive, and I want it to be, if it's a great part, I would love to do a screwball comedy if it was a really funny, wild, kind of, fun part, and that's all I'm ever looking for is a good part and in a movie that I can feel proud of, and this is certainly one of them.
Was it difficult since you've played likable characters, very attractive characters in general, and this lady is sometimes unlikable? Mm-hmm. Was it stressful for you, or was it hard for you?
It was very stressful. It was very hard. We all want to be liked, and there's always this thing in movies. Oh, the character's unsympathetic. Oh, we can't have the character. And this was the first time I didn't have to worry about that. I wanted you to sympathize with her at times. I wanted it to be more complicated, but ultimately, at the end of the day, it didn't really matter. It didn't matter that you liked her at all. So that was very liberating.
In a way, it's a very realistic story. That's what I liked about it. So maybe that's why you didn't mind being non-likable, because it's a real woman. I mean.
No, I did. I always I always disliked being unlikable. So I always disliked being unlikable, yeah. I never got comfortable with that. I had to just plow ahead in spite of it.
How was working?
Except for my scene with Renee. That was fun. I had fun doing that. I think maybe because I wasn't being mean to a child. I think it was particularly hard as a mother saying those things to my daughter. I think I just couldn't quite fathom it, and with the grown-up, and it's sort of, I don't know, I could have a little more fun with it.
Also, teenagers, they all have a need to rebel in a way, and maybe the mother was struggling against it, or is that possible?
It's one of the things, yeah.
I would like to know which, with the kind of work that you do, it comes fame. Is that and being recognized and being a public figure, is that hard to deal with?
You know, it's a double-edged sword. It's great. You know, it has a lot of perks, and it has its challenges. You know, the loss of anonymity and privacy is a challenge, but you learn to sort of navigate your life differently and avoid it when you can, and where, you know, and you sort of learn to live with it.
My last question, I would like to ask you, what's your favorite film ever, if you can tell us?
Ever in
If you
life?
can think of a wonderful movie.
Oh, you know, I don't have a favorite. I've just, there's so many, you know, that I love, and for different reasons. I don't have one favorite movie.